Hello there, you're watching SME On Point. My name is Liabo Setho, and yesterday I'm not in the studio. I'm out in the city of Tshwane in Ga-Rankuwa. We're here to meet Thuso Motau, who is a greenpreneur. She is the founder of Mighty House of Soap, and this is a soap that is made from oil that's collected from communities around Ga-Rankuwa where she works, and she is going the route in terms of being sustainable, in terms of being green. This month we thought that we'd visit some of the green innovators and greenpreneurs to understand how they are contributing to the green economy. Let's meet Thuso.
When I started the business, it didn't really start off as a soap business. It started off as a water business, which me and my husband developed because we were unemployed at the time. So while we were doing the business, we then discovered that there's so many excess oil that's sitting in the buckets, and then that's where the used cooking oil came about. I started to do research because I had a background of soap making with former business partners. So I had to bring back the passion again and started to research on how to be more innovative this time. Then I started to research and do to check on how can I really formulate on this used cooking oil. I then realized that people were very, very accepting of this product, and one of my biggest customers, I always say, was my mom. She made sure that she buys all the product that I made. So obviously I'd have to now top up and refill the buckets. So I had to now get the community in so that I can grow to where it is now.
Tell me about the types of oils that you are looking for and the process from you receiving the oils from the said businesses. Normally you said would be Gota businesses and those that are selling food, and then to it being a green bar soap.
So yeah, what we're finding is that a lot of businesses are mixing oils, but what we would prefer is to get what we call sunflower oil and palm oil. And I'll tell you why. Sunflower oil, it's one of the soft oils you'll get, which will then make the soap soft. But the palm oil will then make the soap harder. And also, just to add on that, is that we're also collecting fats from local butcheries because they're throwing it away as well. Yeah. So anything oil fats we collect. And from the fats point of view, once we collect the fats from the butchery, we bring it to the factory, we render that, and then we create what you call tallow, which also goes into a mixture of those different oils.
Yeah. The world is moving towards green innovation in an effort to save the planet. What is your thinking around this when you created this brand? And I know that we're going to talk also a little bit about your harvesting of snails, but I want you to tell me about why it is important for you to be a green innovator in this space.
Thank you for that question. What a good question. I believe that the environment is of key, and we who are here at the present moment needs to take care of the environment. When we started this initiative, we found out that people are literally pouring used cooking oil onto the ground, and even into the drains, the household drains, and that's what's causing the drain blockage. That's what we call fog. So fog is obviously fats, oil, and grease that will normally clog up the drains, which causes it to then burst. So yeah, so people were just literally dumping it on the ground. And for me, really, because I was also doing the same thing. I was dumping it on the ground, but then later I figured out, no, this is really wrong. If I'm doing this, how many other people are doing the same thing? And that's where it kicked in to say, let it be me who stand up and do an awareness on this. So yeah, so the environment is really of key, and that's why we even decided on taking this sort of model to produce our product in a greener and more biological way. Yeah.
Take us through the process. So the oil comes in with a truck. Where does it go? Is it stored in these buckets that I see behind me? And then where does it go?
Yeah, so what happens is the oil is collected all over around the area of Ga-Rankuwa, Makau, Mabopane, Soshanguve, and Hammanskraal. Once it gets to the premises, We then check the oils, although it has been checked when it was collected, but we just doing verification to check if it's really oil and if it's really cooking oil. Remember, we've got different type of oils. We've got the car oils and that. Once it's verified that this is truly used cooking oil, we then come to the flow bin, we pump the oil, it's called filtration. We filter the oil of any debris that is found on that oil because it's used to fry chips and burgers and stuff. So we filter that, we clean it, we bleach it, and then we get it pumped. It gets pumped into one of the cleanest flow bins. Once it reaches a standard where we say it's good to go, we can then start to do production on that.
Yeah. And then what kind of products, besides that green bar soap that I've been talking about, I saw other products on your display. Are those also derived from these oils?
So when one is really manufacturing soap, you creating what we call glycerol, which is glycerin, and what we figured is to really turn back that and create a circular environment within our systems to produce cosmetic soaps. So yes, we are creating cosmetic soaps from the byproduct that we are creating, and also we're also creating what we call biological cleaning product. Those are products that have no synthetic cleaning material.
I see. Now, it doesn't end there, because I've seen the number of jobs that you have created through your business. Tell me about how receptive the market is, and your challenges of creating a job as a small business, particularly in an economy where jobs are so scarce.
The community, is really accepting on our product. We have created a sales store where people are walking in. We are able to track how many people comes in and what sort of product they want to buy. And so interestingly enough is that people are really accepting our product. They are saying this is one of the options, because they haven't been given an option in the market to say these are green product. They are not made of your synthetic EAs. So that's the market that we're capturing. And also with regards to creating employment is that we as a business, we have been receiving so much support, and I just want to reiterate on that, because we receive a lot of SME say they really finding it difficult to get support from government institutions. And I, for one, or we for this business, we have received so much support from these government institutions. If I name them, I can take the whole day. So everyone has been there for us, including Indalo, Inclusive South Africa, including Biotincident, and of course I have just received a contract from Germany. We'll be working with a German company. Yes.
Congratulations. It doesn't end there. You are now also moving to cosmetics by harvesting and farming snails. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so when we find out that we are creating this glycerin, it was such a huge excitement on our part. But because we're very innovative, we are a young company, and we wanted to be different. So we sat down and said, no, the market is just giving people just a pure glycerin. Yeah. So let's just rather take the innovative way. Then we started to breed and farm snails. And then we learned also on how to extract the mucus or the slime that comes from the snail. Once we've done that as well, we incorporate that into our cosmetic products, and then we package and sell to the market.
Yeah. So do tell us about the mucus that comes from the snails, and how that gets incorporated into the cosmetics, and what benefits it has to one's skin.
Okay, so what we do, we use very simple method to extract the snail slime. We using stimulus to stimulate the activity of a snail. Usually you find that it sleeps a lot, so we're trying to wake it up, and once it's waking up, we stimulate that with things like your citric acid, which is one of the natural products that you find. Once it gets stimulated, it releases naturally the slime. And then, yeah, so when we incorporate that, it adds into the product and it becomes one of our active ingredients into our the cosmetic ranges.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest benefit of snail is that it's got some healing properties. It's always have, even itself, when it's cracked its own shell,
Yes.
it can regenerate that cell back into itself. So yeah, those are some of the benefits. It regenerates on your skin. It has natural collagen. So with snail, you don't really have to buy collagen. When you're using product that have snail, you're getting the collagen. It's mostly used by women who are aged, who don't want to be seen with wrinkles, and then it gives them that firmer look and a very healthy and radiant look on your skin.
Yeah. So we are very excited for you with this new contract that you got from Germany. However, when we look at, for instance, this area where you're working from, it's an area that the municipality, the government could do a lot for more businesses to operate from here. I see that there's a lot of closed doors. You know, how do you feel as an entrepreneur, you know, knowing that there could be so much more that green innovators do? However, sometimes there's just not enough support in facility kind of point of view.
I'm just gonna be honest and say it from how I've seen things work out, especially with government. So what I'd like to say to entrepreneurs is just stand up and start. You have to start somewhere so that the other person who's willing to assist you can see that you have started. So it's easier as an entrepreneur to sit on a sofa and complain and say the government isn't really doing anything for me, while really it's us who are sitting on the sofa or just doing nothing. So if one really motivate themselves to say, I need to stand up and start doing something, look around the community. The problems that you see today are gonna be the businesses that will be created. And that's exactly what I've done. I've identified a huge problem around the township and I've turned it into a business.
And that is the powerful story of Thuso Motau, who's contributing to the green economy and green innovation. And that is all we had for you on SME On Point for this week. But please remember to support small businesses in your communities. Make those rands and cents circulate.